Hello, dear students, online audience. You are welcome back again to today's science class. The topic we want to consider today is matter. Matter. When we say matter, what do we understand by matter? Matter can be defined as anything that has weight and occupies space. Anything that has weight and occupies space. That is to say, if I carry it, it has weight, I feel the weight, and it occupies space. That is to say, when that matter is brought to a certain position, it must occupy a space in that position. That is matter. So matter can be defined as anything that has weight and occupy space. Matter exists in three different forms. We have different states of matter. The first one is solid. Solid. We have the solid. Then the second one is liquid. We have the liquid. While the third one is gas. Gas. We have gas. Now, what do we understand by solid? Solid are substances that has the following properties. Solid are substances that has the following properties. Number one, strong intermolecular force of attraction. When we say intermolecular force of attraction, the force that is holding the molecule of solid together is very strong, very, very strong. That is the reason it will be very hard when you want to fetch a little quantity of solid substance from this bigger one. You want to fetch a little quantity. You find it difficult because the force that is holding the molecule of solid together is very strong. So number two property of solid substance is definite shape or definite volume and definite shape. Solid property or solid substance has definite volume and definite shape. When we say definite volume, we mean the internal content stable. And when we say definite shape, we mean external content stable. So if you measure the internal content of a solid substance today, come the next day, you notice it's still the same. It's stable, it's definite. Come another time, it's still definite, it's still the same. So it has definite volume, internal content. So definite shape. What is the shape of this material that I'm holding? It is cylindrical. So the shape is definite. Come another time, you will still meet it exactly like this. It is definite. So those are the property of solid. Now we have number three property of solid. The molecule of solid vibrates about a fixed mean position. It vibrates within a certain limit. The movement, the vibration is so limited. The movement of that vibration is so limited. So we say the molecule of solid substance vibrates about a fixed mean position. Even though you might not be able to see the molecule vibrating and moving just like this, but when you make use of apparatus that we use in the laboratory, microscope, it will help you to be able to discover that the molecule of solid substance, it moves, it vibrates about a fixed mean position. Now, those are the properties of solid substance. Now, I want to go into liquid substance. What do we really understand by liquid substances? Liquid substances are substances that have the following properties. Number one, weak intermolecular force of attraction. That is to say, the force that is holding the molecule of liquid together is very weak. It's weak. Weak intermolecular force of attraction is weak. That is why it is easy for you to fetch a little quantity of liquid substance from a bigger quantity. It is easy because the force, the intermolecular force of attraction that is holding the liquid substance together is weak. That is number one. Number two property of liquid substance. Liquid has definite volume but no definite shape. Liquid substance has definite volume but no definite shape. Look at the liquid substance I'm holding here. If you take the measurement, the volume today, come the next day, the volume is still the same. It is definite, it's stable. But what is the shape? The shape does not have it's not definite. No definite shape. What is the shape of this water here? No definite. It only assumes the shape, that is the external content now. The shape of the container. It assumes the shape of the container. Now, that is the second property of liquid. Now, going to number 3. Number 3 property of liquid substance is that the molecule of liquid move freely than that of solid substance. The molecule of liquid move freely than that of solid substance. That is why when rain falls, you discover there is erosion, and the erosion moves from one end, from a particular spot to another spot. The reason is because the molecule of liquid move freely from one place to another. Now we quickly go into gas. Gas. What do we understand by gases? Gases are substances that has the following properties. Number 1, negligible or very, very small intermolecular force of attraction. Negligible. The force of attraction holding the molecule of gases together is very small, very, very negligible. And that is why you can easily fetch a certain quantity of gas from a bigger quantity. The reason is because the force of attraction holding the molecules together is very small. We have number 2, property of gas. Gas, the molecule of gas has no definite volume, no definite shape. If you take the volume of this gas today, come the next day, take the volume again, you discover things are not the same. There will be a change. So it's not stable. The volume is not stable. Internal content is not stable. So we have the property of gas. No definite volume, no definite shape. What is the shape of this gas? It does not have any shape. It only takes the shape of the container. It assumes the shape of the container. So gases has no definite shape, no definite volume. Now, number 3 property of gas. The molecule of gas move at constant random motion. The molecule of gas move at constant random motion. You see a gas here. In few seconds after, you see it in another place. In another seconds again, you see it in another place. So the molecule of gas move from one end to another. So these are the properties of solid, liquid, and gas. But there is one common property to solid, liquid, and gas. One property that is so common to the 3 of them. That property is that the molecule of solid, liquid, and gas, they are always in motion. That is the common property to the 3 of them. The molecule of solid, liquid, and gas are always in motion. Now we want to go into, before we proceed in the class, we want to quickly go into class assessment. And before we go into class assessment, I want to remind you that if you have not subscribed into this channel, try to do so. Starting from number 3. Question 3 says, which of the following states of matter has the strongest intermolecular force of attraction? Which of the following states of matter has the strongest intermolecular force of attraction? A, solid and gas. B, gas. C, solid. D, liquid. The most appropriate option out of all the options stated here is option C, and that is solid. Solid has the strongest intermolecular force of attraction. Number 4, class assessment. The following are properties of solid substances except the following are properties of solid substances except A, molecules vibrate about a fixed mean position. B, weak intermolecular force of attraction. C, definite shape and definite volume. D. Strong intermolecular force of attraction. So the most appropriate option out of the options stated here is option B. That is the set there. Weak intermolecular force of attraction. Option A, B, option A, C, and D, they are meant for solid, except one. This one is not meant for solid substance. Now let's come to number class assessment 6. Which of the following states of matter has the weakest intermolecular force of attraction? Which of the following states of matter has the weakest intermolecular force of attraction? A. Liquid. B. Gas. C. Solid. D. Liquid and solid. The most appropriate option here is option B. The three states of matter, which include the solid, the liquid, and then the gas. These three states of matter, they undergo changes from one form to another. For instance, solid substance can undergo changes and then change directly to liquid. That process is what we refer to as melting. If an ice block, for instance, undergo changes and then turn to liquid, we call it melting. That process is called melting. At another time, solid substance can change directly to gas. For example, camphor and some other substance can undergo changes and change directly to gas. That process is called sublimation. Sublimation. Then we equally have a situation where liquid substance change to solid. A situation where liquid substance change directly to solid. We call that process is called freezing. Freezing. Then we have another one where gaseous substance change directly to solid. That process is called desublimation. Desublimation. There are another time when liquid substance change directly to gas. That process is called vaporization. Vaporization. We can equally have a situation where gas change directly to liquid. That process is called condensation. Condensation. So out of the three branches of pure science, which include physics, chemistry, and biology, the branch of pure science that deals with composition, property, changes that matter undergoes, and the forces that holds the structure of matter together, that branch of pure science is chemistry. Chemistry is a branch of pure science that deals with the composition, the properties, the changes that matter undergo, and the force that holds the structure of matter together. That is chemistry. Now we want to quickly go into class assessment. Class assessment. Class assessment 1. The branch of pure science that deals with composition, properties, changes the matter undergoes, and the forces that holds the structure together is referred to as A. Physics, B. Chemistry, C. Biology, D. Basic science. You are going to choose the most appropriate one out of them. Class assessment 2. The phenomena that involve changing liquid substances to gases is referred to as dash. The phenomena that involve changing liquid substances to gases is referred to as dash. A. Condensation, B. Vaporization, C. Freezing, D. Melting. You choose the most appropriate one out of that. Class assessment 3. Which of the following states of matter has the strongest intermolecular force of attraction? Which of the following states of matter has the strongest intermolecular force of attraction? A. Solid and gas. B. Gas. C. Solid. D. Liquid. You are going to choose the most appropriate option out of this. Now, class assessment 4. The question says, the following are properties of solid substances except. The following are properties of solid substances except A. Molecules vibrate about a fixed mean position. B. Weak intermolecular force of attraction. C. Definite shape and volume. D. Strong intermolecular force of attraction. You are going to choose the most appropriate option out of this. Class assessment 5. The process that involve changing liquid substances to solid is known as dash. The process that involve changing liquid substances to solid is known as dash. A. Sublimation. B. Vaporization. C. Freezing. D. Melting. B. Vaporization. C. Freezing. D. Melting. Class assessment 6. Which of the following states of matter has the weakest intermolecular force of attraction? Which of the following states of matter has the weakest intermolecular force of attraction? A. Liquid. B. Gas. C. Solid. D. Liquid and solid. You choose the most appropriate option out of these. Class assessment 7. The question says, which of the following properties is common to solids, liquids, and gaseous substances? Which of the following properties is common to liquid, solid, liquids, and gaseous substances? A. Strong intermolecular force of attraction. B. Definite shape and volume. C. Weak intermolecular force of attraction. D. Their molecules are always in motion. You are going to choose the most appropriate option out of them. Class assessment 8. Anything that has mass and occupies space is referred to as dash. Anything that has mass and occupies space is referred to as dash. A. Matter. B. Volume. C. Molecule. D. Atom. You choose the most appropriate option here. Class assessment 9. The phenomenon that involve changing gaseous substances to liquid is called dash. The phenomenon that involves changing gaseous substances to liquids is called dash. A. Freezing. B. Vaporization. C. Melting. D. Condensation. You choose the most appropriate option there. Class assessment 10. The following substances are states of matter except. The following substances are the states of matter except A. Molecule. B. Gas. C. Solid. D. Liquid. You choose the most appropriate option out of them. Class assessment 11. Which of the following statements is not the properties of liquid substances? Which of the following statements is not the properties of liquid substances? A. Weak intermolecular force of attraction. B. Definite shape but no definite volume. C. Molecules are free to move. D. Definite volume but no definite shape. You choose the most appropriate option out of this. Class assessment 12. The process that involves changing solid substances to liquids is referred to as dash. The process that involves changing solid substances to liquids is referred to as dash. A. Sublimation. B. Condensation. C. Melting. D. Vaporization. You choose the most appropriate option there. Class assessment 13. Chemistry is defined as A. Chemistry is defined as A. Branch of pure science that deals with measurement of quantities and relation between matter and energy. B. Branch of knowledge which produces chemicals. C. Branch of pure science that deals with composition, properties, changes the matter undergoes, and forces that holds the structure together. D. Application of scientific knowledge. So you are going to choose the most appropriate option out of this. Class assessment 14. The process that involves changing liquid substances to solid is known as dash. The process that involves changing liquid substances to solid is known as dash. A. Sublimation. B. Freezing. C. Vaporization. D. Melting. You choose the most appropriate one out of those ones. Now, class assessment 15. Which of the following statements is not the properties of gaseous substance? Which of the following statements is not the properties of gaseous substances? A. Strong intermolecular force of attraction. B. No definite volume and shape. C. Molecule move at constant random motion. D. Negligible intermolecular force of attraction. So you are going to choose the most appropriate option out of this. Now, before we bring the class to a close, I just want to remind you once again that if you have not subscribed to this channel, you should try as much as possible to do so. It is very, very important. So here we have come to the end of today's class. Until we meet again in the next class. Bye for now.